The OnePlus 12R might be the best battery I have ever had on an Android phone. Today I'm going to walk you through day 2 and 3 in the life, and I'll let you know how the battery performs. If you haven't already, after this video, please check out my day 1 in the life of this phone. I did my initial unboxing, but without further ado, let's jump into day 2. So on day 2, I woke up at 6:45 a.m., brushed my teeth, watched some YouTube videos to begin my day. I usually have YouTube playing in the background. During the first hour or so, I saw an update on this phone. Since it is relatively new and right out the box, I want to make sure it's fully updated, so it just hit update. It finished doing it in about 10 or 20 minutes. It did have to restart once. Surprisingly, I didn't really lose much battery even though I'm updating the phone over Wi-Fi. One of the downside of having a big phone that is 6.8 inches is when you put it in your shorts, it kind of hangs out a little bit. It does make me kind of nervous. I'm sitting down and I'm not mindful it's going to fall out of my pocket. When I had the Galaxy S24 base model, it's much more manageable and it's not something I have to think about that often. Whenever I have the OnePlus 12R in my pocket, whether I'm getting out of bed or sitting on a chair, getting up, every time I'm getting up or sitting down, I just have to be mindful that I'm holding my phone so that it doesn't slip out. I'm more of a small phone guy, but I do enjoy using larger phone every now and then just for testing purposes. By 7:51 a.m., 1 hour later after waking up, I still got YouTube playing, and surprisingly, battery life is still at 100% after an hour of usage. 8:39 a.m., it finally dropped by 1% as I'm about to begin my work. I am eating breakfast. Don't have a lot of time to activate my eSIM this morning because it is a pain, so I'm just using it on Wi-Fi for the first few hours until I have time to actually activate eSIM. Usually I'm at home, I'm on Wi-Fi anyways, I'm not going anywhere yet, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And before jumping to the rest of the day, just want to give a quick shout out to my partner Mint Mobile. Currently they offer 5G plan for as low as $15 a month. You get unlimited internet, texting, and calling. It is a limited time offer. And if you purchase right now, you also get a free 6 months of Paramount Plus. You do have to purchase 3 months up front, but it is a great deal, so make sure to check it out. Link in the description below. By 9:24 a.m., I have music playing in the background as I'm working. I noticed the battery drop another percent. Played around with the screen recording function. It's kind of a small complaint, but on the Galaxy S24, whenever I do the screen recording, I do have the option to record myself if I want to, and I can just toggle that on and off. But on the OnePlus 12R, you have to do it in the settings up front. So you have to go into the setting, toggle, you want the front camera on, hit record, and then once it's recording, the camera is going to be on. You cannot turn it off midway. You have to hit stop, go into setting and turn it off. On Samsung phones, you can do it in the middle of recording. You can toggle it on and off. It's not something I do every single day, but I prefer to have the toggle option in the middle of recording so I can just do it anytime I want versus presetting it. Just a minor thing I noticed between One UI and Oxygen OS or whatever they're calling it these days. So one of my favorite features on the Galaxy S24 is just the AI wallpaper. OnePlus 12R doesn't have any AI called out, but they have a similar wallpaper customization ability, and it's specifically called Workshop. So you basically select any pictures you want, and it takes the different color shades in the picture and it creates a wallpaper for you. It is kind of cool and yet confusing at the same time. I think it would have been cooler if it uses the picture and then do kind of blended effect or something like that on top of it, instead of just using the color shade from any picture that you choose. So either way, if you ever get bored of using your wallpaper, you can just go customize it, change the color, change the look and feel, and get the full resolution wallpaper. So by 10:30, I already sat in a couple meetings at work and have my phone sitting on the wireless charger. This phone does not have wireless charging, so I'm just using it as a mount out of habit. Phone is at 95% after about 4 hours of being awake. And by 11 a.m. or so, I finally decided to activate my eSIM. It is such a pain, especially if you don't have your old phone and you cannot get text verification. So you're buying a new phone and you want to activate it, you have to call customer service, and it's kind of a pain. I wish you could just verify by email. So you have to call the carrier. It takes at least 20 minutes being on hold, waiting for them to go back and forth, ask you all these verification questions, and go do whatever they need to do in the background. They basically have to hard reset my SIM and then send me a new one, and it can take up to 4 hours. So definitely painful. This is my second time having to do this, and this is why I still prefer physical SIM card. It is much easier. You just take it out of your old phone, slap it in your new phone. It takes 1 minute to do. I feel like the idea of eSIM is great, but I hate actually having to use it. Just because every carrier, the eSIM works a little bit differently. Some are easier to transfer. And I guess it works better if you have your old phone. I'm personally changing phones all the time, so it creates more friction. But sometimes when you're trading in your old phone and you get the new phone, sometimes you might not always have the old phone. So there's a lot of resetting and things that need to be done in the background. But anyways, by 11:50, this is lunchtime. Phone is at 89% and battery life is amazing. 5 hours of being awake and only lost about 11%. That is roughly 2% drop an hour. When I had the Galaxy S24 series, I would lose roughly 10% an hour. This is my first full day of using the phone, but so far so good. Day one was just my unboxing video. But the rest of the day, I just ended up working. Didn't really do anything crazy there. Get out of work at 5 p.m. After that is just a nightly routine with my kid, just bathing him, getting ready for bed, going for a walk. It is a whole ordeal just to put the little guy to bed, so it took a lot out of me. But basically work in the morning and the rest of the day is just eating dinner, taking care of the kid, and flash forward to bedtime, which is 9:30 p.m. Phone is at 66%. So after a full day of using this phone, I would consider this light to moderate usage. If I'm working from home, I'm not actively on my phone, it's just sitting there. I do check, text, watch videos, listen to music throughout the day. Even when going to bed, I still have to check up on my baby every now and then. He cries in the middle of the night. So here I am, 1 a.m. in the morning, phone is at 57%. And as I'm sleeping, I have music playing the whole night just to see how long it'll last. And as you can see, it's been 18 hours since I have used this phone from 6:40 a.m. in the morning. And today, I didn't have a lot of screen on time because I'm doing work for most of the day, so you only see 2.5 hours of screen on time here. But that's because my screen is off. I do have music and media playing in the background. I'm not a big fan of screen on time. I guess I don't think it's a good indication of how good the battery is. I think the overall battery life is a better indicator, because someone who play games, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours a day, they're going to have 8 to 10 hours of screen on time. But someone like me who is not actively having the screen on, but I am using my phone, I have music playing in the background with the screen off. So even if I play music for 8 hours, it's going to show I have 0 screen on time, but the battery's still going to drain. So that's what I did in this case. As I was sleeping, I do have music playing in the background. And when I woke up in the morning, 6:43 a.m., basically 24 hours later, we got 48% battery life. So already a full day of battery life and still have a lot of juice left on this phone. 50% left basically. And just for reference, I do have my Galaxy S24 on the side. I'm not actively using it other than recording short video clips here and there. That phone, I unplugged it roughly at the same time yesterday, and 24 hours later I only got 12% left. So just give you a baseline there how the OnePlus 12R battery compares to the Galaxy S24. As I'm beginning another day, watching YouTube. In the morning, listening to podcasts, took a picture of my coffee. 8:11 a.m., we still got 44% battery left. Looking pretty promising. And my Galaxy S24 is completely dead at that time. But OnePlus 12 is still going strong. By 9:20, I'm already beginning my work day. Once again, phone is at 42%. And as I'm going throughout my day, this is during work hours, so not really using my phone actively. It's just sitting on my desk. And by 1:33 p.m., phone is dropping to 35%. Then went to bring my little guy to the doctor for his checkup. Made it home and went to go grab dinner. And early in the video, I was complaining about having a big phone is so annoying because it falls out of your pocket. I already dropped this phone twice already, just using it normally, getting in and out of the bed. And now the most annoying part is dropping it in the car. So here's me struggling to pull the phone out because it fell out of my pocket while I was driving. Luckily, in this case, I was able to park, pull over, successfully able to get it out. It is 5:50 and phone is at 25% battery. But no damage or anything there, just little scratches, so it's kind of annoying. So every time I get in and out of my car, I have to be careful that I don't drop my phone. Super annoying having a large phone. And as I was going home, I dropped my phone for the second time while driving. So it's me about to leave my car. And then once again, falling into the same gap. This time I cannot get it out. So I have to physically get out the car and try to dig it out. So painful. But What a downside of having a larger phone. So anyways, flash forward to dinner and the rest of the night. By 9:30 p.m. as I'm getting ready to go bed again, phone is at 7%. So I am currently at 1 day, 14 hours with this phone. And apparently it's going to last me another hour. So we'll just add another hour on top. 1 day, 15 and a half hours of battery life. So more than a day and a half of battery life on this phone under light to moderate usage. Really impressed. The last time I had a battery life that is this good was when I used the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And this phone is quite impressive for $400. Actually, list price is $500, but if you trade in any phone, even if it was a broken flip phone from 20 years ago, you can still get $100 off. So I think this phone might be the phone of the year, just in terms of value. I said the same thing for the OnePlus 12. When I was using it at $800, it provides a lot of value compared to the $1,300 Galaxy S24 Ultra. But this one at $400 to $500, I think it is a steal just in terms of battery life and performance. Despite it being a 1-year-old chip, the battery life is really good. It is really fast and fluent. Processing power is great. Camera is solid. I wouldn't say it's the best in the world. It's not bad either, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. I snapped a few photos here and there. No complaints. Alright guys, this wrapped up day 2 and 3 in the life with this phone. When I was starting this video, I expected just to do a day in the life, but this actually 2 days in life just because the battery lasted so long. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to cover about this phone. Please check out day 1 if you haven't already to see the unboxing. Remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate your time as always, and see you guys in the next video.